Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of Star Power Baseball. I'm your host, Cincinnati Dennis, coming to you from the Cincinnati Razorback Room in beautiful downtown Siloam Springs, and we're glad to have you. Today we're going to talk about a new set of cards that just came out recently, set number 12 of the SaberMetric era. What's the SaberMetric era? Basically players that played the majority of their career between 2010 and 2020. Those 10-year period right there where we really started analyzing the sabermetric aspect of the game. Now I'm going to be looking around because I've got 4 computer monitors here that I've got to kind of follow. So I'm going to try to stay on task up here, but I'm going to be looking down at the stat sheet over at the print. So I'm going to be going kind of all over the place. So bear with me a little bit, but I'm going to shrink myself down and we're going to get started. So to do that, let me do this right here. And let me get right in the middle of stuff right there. Let me jump smack dab in the middle of everything like that right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 12 players that make up this set of cards, SaberMetric set 12. Okay? And we're going to start with the first baseman there, Logan Morrison. You can see that Logan played where it says teams right here. Where it says teams, you can see this right there. And he played for the Marlins, Rays, Mariners, Twins, Phillies, and Brewers. And I've got him showing in a Marlins uniform because most of his career was spent with the Marlins. 4 years of it was spent with the Marlins. He played 11 years, and he played for all these other different teams, but no other team more than 2 years, okay? His best year with the Tampa Bay Rays, man, 2017, he popped 38 long balls, drove in 85 runs, really good ball player, and you can see that his card, a +0, he's worth 1 point because his home run is under 25, so he gets 1 point. OPS plus a 104, he's not quite worth a respin, but still a really good card. And he's a first base 43, but he also, as you can see up in the corner here, he can play a little outfield. So Logan Morrison, pretty good card. Let's move on to the next card, which is our second base on this one. And you can see the new format too. The new format on this card has the brown outline, the black inside with no background for the player. It looks really good. We're going to go to Neil Walker, and as we're doing that, I'm going to bring him up. Okay, Neil Walker. You can see he played from 2009 to 2020. Most of his years, of his 12 years, were spent with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Really good second baseman, man. 43 rating. That's a very, very good rating right there. And that's what scores him points. He doesn't score points for anything else except being a switch hitter and being a very good second baseman. He played for the Pirates, Mets, Phillies, Yankees, Marlins, and Brewers, but his career mostly was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And while he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates, he batted, let's look at his batting average, was 272, OPS plus a 113, and a 769. So you can see he was a little better with Pittsburgh and kind of tailed off in the end of his career. Still a tremendous player and defensive substitution. If you need a switch hitting guy for cheap, a 2B43 is a good way to go. All right, let's move over to the shortstop now. And now you see a change. This is our old school card right here. And it's in this set, okay? It was one of those guys that I hadn't put in a set yet, Jordy Mercer. And Jordy Mercer spent most of his career, let's look at this. I think it was with the Pirates. T-Y. Jordy Mercer from 2012 to 2021. And he spent 7 years with the Pirates, yes. And a good shortstop right there, a 53 shortstop is very good. The guy has a 701 OPS, 256 batting average, doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but that 53 rating at shortstop jumps him up to a 3-point shortstop. The one point to look at on this guy's card, if you want something to see about his power, is that 11 on his card. That 11 right there on his card is really a good double. That's a big double. You can see that's a very good sized double on his card. So Jordy Mercer, good card. Let's go to the third baseman now. You can see we're back at the good brand new format. Jordy Mercer is on the old format. Eduardo Nunez is our next client up for grabs. You can see he's in a Yankees uniforms. And Eduardo Nunez played 11 seasons, 2010 to 2020. He spent 4 of those with the Yankees, and that's where he did his best work. 3B12, he also plays a little bit of shortstop, not a whole lot. He was with the Yankees, Twins, Mets, Red Sox, and Giants. And what's good on this guy's card, doesn't get a respin, but he's multi-position player, and a 1-2 at shortstop means he's not a range 1, so you're going to pay for that, not having to worry about that 6 coming out on the other batter. You can see also he does hit a few home runs. Not bad. 49 at-bats per homer, that's not bad at all. Let's move on to third base. Catcher. Let's go to catcher. Okay. First catcher that we have up is Dustin Garneau. Now, Dustin Garneau, you can see right here, he's a 1-point guy, and that's because his rating is a C23. Dustin Garneau played for, looks like 8 seasons. Played for 8 seasons, and most of those were with the Colorado Rockies. Played 3 years there, a couple with the Tigers. Played with the A's, played with the Angels, played with the Astros, played with the White Sox. But the majority of his career was played in Colorado. This is a journeyman backup catcher. A 2-3 catcher is a pretty good catcher right there. You can see that. And the guy can hit some doubles, but he's only a 205 hitter. Not going to be your first round pick for a catcher by far, but good backup catcher for 1 point. And a C23 is league average and a good thrower outer of runners. So you got pretty good there. Let's see who our other catcher is. Gerald Laird. Look at that. Let's check him out a little bit. Okay. Gerald Laird. I'm going to bring him up on my... See, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. I've got Baseball Reference going underneath. And Gerald Laird played from 2003 to 2015. And you can see this is also in the old format. Majority of his career was spent with the Texas Rangers. 6 years of his 13 years. He was 9 years in the AL4 in the end. Now, you can see this is a little better catcher. He's a 24. That's good. He's still only 1 point, but he's got a 243 average and a pretty good-sized double right there. Doesn't walk a whole lot, doesn't hit a lot of bombs, but he's a little better than our other catcher, and than Garneau, but he's still the same point cost. So you got 2 good catchers that are nothing outstanding, but still pretty good in this set. Let's move on to start in the outfield here. We're going to start with Nicky Delmonico, okay? Nicky Delmonico didn't play very long. He has 4-year major league career, played 158 games total. He played his entire career for the White Sox. And one of the things that he had a problem with was drugs. He took 50-game suspension in 2014. It was in the minor leagues for use of amphetamines. He came up to the major leagues, never was really a full-time player. He's kind of a part-time player. He slugged 480 in his rookie season, 483. But his OPS plus is 90, which is 10 points below league average. And he's a 0-point outfielder. Card looks good, though, doesn't it? Isn't that a good-looking card? You bet it is. Let's check out our next outfielder. There you go. Now, here's somebody I like. Matt Joyce. There you go. Matt Joyce played 2008 to 2021. Nice, long career. 14-year career. 6 years with Tampa Bay. Also played for a megalopolis of teams. Rays, Pirates, Phillies, Braves, Angels, A's, Marlins. Played all over the place. And he made the All-Star team in 2011, which was his best season. In that season, He hit 19 homers, 32 doubles, drove in 75 runs, and batted a robust 277 while slugging 478. You can see that he's borderline there on his OPS plus. He's a 111. That means he's well above league average, but not quite really superstar material to where we give him a +1 respin. He's missing that by a little bit. And you can see also that we do put the WAR. Now, a WAR, there you go. Let's just say for a second what a WAR is. For those of you that missed the last episode, a WAR is average WAR per year, annual WAR, okay? So stats that you'll see in Baseball Reference will have them total WAR. I don't really care about total WAR because that's a longevity thing. I want to know what your average per year was. This guy's a 1.7. That means he's good for almost 2 wins a year if you put this guy in your outfield. So he's a good one to have, and that's a nice card, man. He's got 2 walks. He's got a nice sized double. The guy can play, okay? Matt Joyce, decent outfielder. He's a 22 right fielder. Let's go to our next victim, Josh Reddick, who's also a 1-point outfielder. And you can see he's a 22, but he's a 1-point outfielder because he can run the bases. He can run the bases quite well. He's a 2.5 plus. 5 plus gets you a point. The guy played 13 seasons from 09 to 21, and he played for 4 different teams with the majority of his career being spent in Oakland. Fun to make these guys. By the way, in 2012, he won the Gold Glove outfield. How about that for the Oakland A's? Josh Reddick played on a lot of different teams, and he was one of those guys that played for Houston during that Houston run that they had going to World Series and playoffs, and he was an integral part of their lineup, usually coming off the bench, started for a couple of years, but mainly he was that 10th guy coming out of there. He led the league in sacrifice flies in 2017. How about that, huh? All right, let's move on. Start with the pitching. Now you can see I'm back to old school cards because I had a lot of these guys that needed to be put on cards. And this guy's name is Tyler Clippard. And Tyler Clippard has an amazing card, guys. This card right here is one you're going to want. He spent 16 years in the big leagues, had a winning record, 9.9 K per 9. What I look at, though, look at the average WAR, and it's not on that card. He's a 1.3 wins above replacement per year, which for a reliever is really good. R1 plus 3. R1 plus 3. Man. Doesn't have a home run minus, so your pitching coach isn't going to help him much there. But look at that K and H minus. This is a very, very good card. Expensive for 9 points, but still a very, very good card. And he spent, like I said, majority of his career was spent with the Washington Nationals. In his 16-year career, he spent 8 years with the Washington Nationals. I love that card, but it's just a little bit expensive for me for having an HH instead of a home run minus. Who's next here? Trevor May. Let me pull up, and you can see these are old school. I had old school pitchers, and I use them till they're gone. I'm trying to get all the old cards that I made into sets. So let me pull him up on my baseball reference down here. Trevor May had a 9-year career. Most of it spent with the Minnesota Twins, but he was also with the Oakland A's, and that's where he finished his career. He had the first 3 years of his career with the Twins. Then he had Tommy John surgery and spent 3 more years with the Twins. Never did make an all-star team. Never really over the top good, but he did have a winning record, and he did strike out a lot of batters. He was a good strikeout pitcher. So for a guy with no respins, this guy, a lot of times, you look at that, that's about 1 out of 5. He's going to give your batter no respin. How about that? So it's a pretty good card. I would tend to maybe use him as an opener, as a reliever. You know, you're going to get 4 base runners fairly quickly off of this guy. Trevor May. Okay, let's see who our last player is. Colin McHugh. Oh, yeah. Colin McHugh played for the Astros. Let me look at his stats here. Colin McHugh. Played from 2012 to 2023. That's a 11-year career, and he played for 6 years with the Houston Astros. And I did the back of his card over. I just redid the back of his card. I had the front already made. It's a 4-point pitcher. I don't have his respins up there, but Colin McHugh gets +1 respin, and that will be added to the back of his card right there, or I'll put that down here in the bottom of his card. He does get +1 respin for Colin McHugh, so that's a good card for 4 points. Not bad at all, and I will be fixing the Colin McHugh card after we get out of here. It's nice that I go through these like this with you guys, and you can see that it's open here for me to put that, and right there to put it right there also. And I'll put up here, I'll put that he's in the SaberMetric era set. Average WAR 1.8, that's pretty good. He won 19 games in 2015. He never was an all-star. His best season was 2018 with Houston, where he pitched 58 games, 72 innings, and only gave up 45 hits in 72 innings and struck out 94 batters in that time. He was used primarily as a reliever that year. His starting seasons, he did have a season where he did pitch 203 2/3 innings, so that was a pretty good year, and he actually got some votes for Cy Young Award that year. Won 19 games for Houston in 2015. So no slouch right here. And for 4 points with a +1 respin, and he's going to rate out also in his starting role, he's going to rate out as an S5. So he's going to be an S5, throws right, +1 respin guy. Not bad at all. How about that? Now I'll tell you what I'll do. I am going to do this right here so you guys can see it. I'm going to go to File, Open. I'm going to go to the SaberMetric set under Mechanical Baseball, listing all my sets, 36 card sets, SaberMetric players, set number 12 on the front, pitchers, Colin McHugh. And I'm going to bring him up right there, and I'm going to show you right now how I'm going to change his card, just so you guys can see the man at work right here. This is what I do, guys. This is what I do. I make sure that we have cards. And I'm going to make it so that he is perfect. How about that, huh? Yeah, that's what you guys want, and that's what I want. It takes me a minute. I got to get rid of the star. Okay, so now I'm going to put in little small letters up there, and I'll do that in New Times Roman, and I will do it in bold italic, and I'll do it 12. SaberMetric, uh-oh, it didn't take. Let's try that again. Let's delete that. Let's make that a little cleaner. What do you say? What do you say? Let's get rid of that. Okay, that's better. Now let's go up here to that and just go SaberMetric, SaberMetric. Let's get it down here a little bit. Era, SaberMetric era. Okay, now we know that he is an S5. Get that over there, get that over there. Make it white so the star's gone. We'll go again now and get the other side of that. Cancel. And now, oh, screen went down. Now we got it, we're good. Let's go up here. And we'll go here, and we're going to go bold italic like that, and we're going to go 21, and he's an S5. And then we're going to go 18 TR. And then we're going to put that down here, right there. And then we're going to go over here to get some more boxes out here because we're going to put his respin in. See, you see this, man? This is what I do, guys. When I see an error like that, now this time I'm changing it right there for you guys so that you can see that if you order this set now, that it'll be right. How about that? Now we're going to put in here at a 30. Let's delete that. Let's go back there and get rid of that. Something happened there. It kind of messed me up a little bit. Let's get that out of there. Bam, bam. Okay, now let's go get this and we'll put it right there. And we're going to do that in Arial type. We're going to do it in bold. We're going to do it in 30 thing. And we're going to go plus, what did I say, plus 3? Plus 1. Plus 1 respin. And then he's got to go right down here with that. And there's our Colin McHugh front. Now I'm going to export that to my stuff. And I'm going to export him as Colin McHugh front in a JPEG. And he is done. Replaced it. Okay. Now I can close that out. The Colin McHugh card is done. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this up here. And I'm going to take Colin McHugh and I'm going to insert the new Colin McHugh. Let's if I can find him. So you can see how this is done. Guys, this is what takes so long. Star Power 36 card sets. He is in the SaberMetric era. He is in set 12. He is Colin McHugh as a pitcher. And we're going to put him in there and look at that. Now, anytime that you guys order Colin McHugh from the SaberMetric era set, it's going to be that card right there, which is the correct card, and it's going to be on the front of it. So you see it now, Colin McHugh, old school, new school. Yeah, there he is. Pretty cool, huh? Well, anyway, that's what you guys get. All that for that. How about that? Colin McHugh up there, and you guys got to see it made. So there's the All-Star, or the set number 12 for SaberMetrics. And we'll make some more cards. I've got them going all the time, working on lots of different stuff. Thank you for tuning in. Cincinnati Dennis going to sign out right now by giving you this. Dice are nice, but the spin is in. We'll see you next time on Star Power Baseball.